Oh, it was the wrong one. It's episode 6. Oh, welcome to the Starseed Transmission Series Live Higher Self-Guidance with Laura Ferguson, Starseed Lolo, and myself, Jennifer Taylor from 108 Healing Senses. And right now we're also... Is it showing up that you are part on... We're speaking on TikTok as well. We're streaming TikTok and YouTube and Facebook right now.
Can you hear me on TikTok, Jennifer?
Just a moment. I'm just going to mute you on my laptop and then turn my volume up on my...
Because I'm muted on TikTok, but I want to make sure you can hear me.
Maybe yes, not. I can hear you.
You can? Yeah. Okay.
Amazing. I'll turn you down in here and then turn you up on my laptop. Ooh. There you go. Wonderful. So, I almost want to do the stream again, but it's okay. Everything's perfect, even in the chaos. And I suppose that's also part of why we're here right now, why the both of us wanted to even create this series in its first place, this want to bring solutions and higher perspectives and really lighting people's inner lights, that they can do it themselves, that they have all the powers in the world, and sometimes it's just knowing what direction to point your ship. So yeah, Laura, it's how are you for starters? How are you doing, and have you had any feelings or inner guidance about us speaking today?
Thank you for having me again, Jennifer, of course. And I'm overall, I'm doing pretty well. They told me they want to talk more about like manifesting, because I believe there's a lot of widespread misunderstanding about what it actually is and how to do it.
Yeah. It's I suppose it's also acknowledging things like The Secret, but that's just one part of more. There's more to manifestation. I'm assuming that's the kind of angle that they were wanting to come through today, and just be a bit more explanatory about things.
That's correct.
Lovely. So I suppose without, is there anything else you'd like to share before you begin channeling, or how's life been for you lately? You're happily in your creative bubble?
Yeah, just busy, keeping myself busy. I'm a nanny part-time, a mom. I also write, and looks like we're going to start a book together with these channelings, and that's really exciting. So we have that, and then screenwriting my books that I already have, and then I'm going to start a second book about the Orion Wars in my series. How about you?
Yes, I've been getting more detailed about my first book. I feel like I've had a lot of information over many years of me getting to where I am right now, and it has felt like it's been quite some time to be able to distill everything, so it helps people in a very concise way. So that's what I've been working on lately, and it is springtime in the UK, even though sometimes it doesn't look it with the rain and the weather. But yes, and on the gardening front, I have been gardening, and it has been back to mowing. But also connecting with the elements, the plants, even the dogs and the animals and the people that I see in the day as well. I get a really good feel on collective consciousness, how people are, by just observing and speaking to people, and the animals as well. They really feels like people and animals are craving balance, and by going into nature, that's their place of rejuvenation. I certainly feel the same for me in my world. Helps me feel more balanced. So yeah,
that's true. And we've started our first veggie garden. So
hey. What you growing?
We're growing tomatoes, zucchinis, and what's the other thing? Banana peppers to start with.
Excellent. Oh, that's really exciting. growing your own
Yeah.
food is like the next. It's a very nice thing to have at home, especially when you pick it, and there's a golden 30 minutes from when you pick a plant to eating it and consuming it, that it still holds lots of the original life force from Gaia. So that's there you go. That's a little pick pick when it's ripe and eat it when it's literally golden, and you'll be consuming such vibrant energy from your foods.
I wasn't aware.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you have like pick your own farms, or those kinds of things in the where you live. I know they have them kind of locally here. They'll be seasonal, pick berries, or I suppose you can go foraging if you know what you're looking for. But
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, they have a farm about 30 minutes away where you can fill up a whole basket for like $5.
hey, perfect. Yeah, more of that.
Yeah.
That's a good thing for individuals and communities to grow their own food locally and have a space. I think and if you're growing different vegetables and things, you can swap as well. So that's like a whole food dynamic that I feel we're venturing into in the near future with just food sovereignty. I suppose is probably the best overarching title for that.
All right. I'm ready whenever you are.
Lovely. Let's rock.
Okay. Let's rock and roll. I'm just going to make it a bit darker because these lights are a little bright for me at this point. Oh, too much light. There we go. I'm going to be like a ghost right now.
Just before you go into trance, I'm not sure if you've got your volume up on your phone, but just ensure that it's right down, because we don't want any echo. And I can't check on my phone, otherwise I'll get echo. Just ensure
Okay.
the volume on your phone's right down before we start.
Yep. It's all the way down.
Perfect. Okay. Ready to begin when you are.
Let's go in. The Lyrians are present with us once again.
Thank you for returning for our conversation today. Much appreciated.
You're welcome.
Would you like to share anything that is on your minds and hearts for today?
Yes. Abundance comes in many forms, not just what you call your financial system. Abundance means doing what you would like to do. You're following your highest passion whenever you would like to do it. That is our definition of abundance. You are always abundant in something, even if it's the feeling or experience of not being abundant. There is no way to have lack, because the unconditional love of the universe even allows that feeling.
Well said. I suppose it's also being able to spot the things in our life that we are manifesting, especially if they're beautiful or loving or joyful or purposeful.
This is correct as well. Although we're all manifesting our consciousness as an experience through what seems to be a consciousness container, which is actually a dream, because you have never left source, because you are a source. It is like a projection screen of a dream, just like when you go to sleep.
So how can people use this information to better help evolve from a soul point of view?
Shift to the reality which you prefer by keeping your frequency high. When you manifest, you are not pulling anything per se to yourself, as I say in the law of attraction. Although the universe does give you what you put out, what you are doing is you are successfully shifting to the reality which you prefer, which already exists. If you can imagine it, the reality exists. Yes, that means there's a reality where you are the president of your country and every country and anything else that you can think of.
That's interesting. And why did you want to bring this information to the collective right now?
You have the power. You are not powerless, as being previously told by programming and beliefs of others. If others' beliefs or beliefs in general feel heavy, they do not belong to you. Do not own anybody's anger. Also, do not own anybody else's beliefs. Dump it.
Well said. Well said. It does feel like when someone takes on another person's beliefs or outlook on life and it's not aligned on the highest path for all concerned, that it can really take people into a bit of a spiral, take them to somewhere that isn't so good.
This is correct. It is an unhealthy distraction from following your highest passion for your true path, or actually your highest path and your highest potential.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is individually up to each and every single one of us to find our balance, come back to neutrality, go inwards for the inner discernment.
This is correct. Any idea comes from your higher self. The universe feeds you more and more and more and more as you act upon it. If you take no action, you will have the feeling of being stuck. Although in physics, it is impossible for energy to be stuck. It is just the experience of feeling stuck because you are not taking action on your highest self, highest passion, and being yourself.
That stuckness, does it, because energy can never be destroyed, it can only change. And for me personally, I do see energy and emotion as very much intertwined. But would you say that that feeling of stuckness, it gets trapped in certain chakras in people's bodies, that, or is it just that it could be anywhere in the body, or is it certain chakras that get affected by this?
If that's experience that they choose with the higher self, such as a pain or an ailment or dis-ease, if what you're referring to, that is the experience they will have because of their free will to choose that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different scenarios that could, I suppose in my mind's eye, I'm almost seeing like the solar plexus getting stuck, or even lower on the sacral or the base chakras, you know, that there is an idea of inspiration, but there's no follow through. They're unable to continue the journey of bringing that idea into fruition, bringing it into existence, and then that's where that stuckness happens in the body and the mind.
This is correct. The more you ignore yourself, your higher self, your truest passion, or passions, the more, quote unquote, sick you will feel and experience.
Yeah. So with that covered, are there any more adaptations or things that people can just help them realign their view in life. There's lots of things happening in the world right now, distractions, fear, inward challenges, as well as external conflicts and challenges happening in the world, which can be very easy to get sucked into, drawn into, without fully knowing all of the details. But at the same time, you don't need to, because that is also what can drain you from there's a drain on your energy when you're constantly fearing something outside of you. I suppose that's hence these conversations, how to readjust and get back into just living your purpose, being in alignment.
Listen to your body. Your body is a compass. Yeah, your higher self, like an information highway. If you need to sleep, sleep. If you need to eat, eat. If you need to clean yourself, clean yourself. If you energetically need meditation or something else, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself and your aura, your energy, physicality, emotionally. If something does not, quote unquote, feel well, do not do it. That is one simple thing we live by. If it does not feel well, sound well, taste well, sit with us well, we do not do it.
That's I love that. And it is that not betraying yourself. Do the things you feel aligned to do.
Synchronicities are also a form of abundance. Today, Laura here experienced a synchronicity. She was grocery shopping in the morning and just started laughing because she thought her husband asked her to get 2 items. She went to the register. One of them disappeared. We teleported it out to play a joke on her. She called her husband. Turned out he only wanted 1 and not 2, and 1 of something else. She did not see the item on the floor because we teleported it. That is a reality shift happening in real time, to her benefit, of course. And this is also a form of abundance from the universe. When you ask, synchronicity, everything is connected. You are everything. Everything is you. If you ask, you will get these synchronicities to let you know you are on your path.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you. And something nice for people to focus on when they're out and about in public spaces. And if they've got questions, asking for synchronicities and messages from the universe for confirmation, and asking it to be really clear. That's a great way of reconnecting with the abundance of source energy.
Exactly. There are more forms of abundance than you are even aware of, which is why when you are following your highest passion, creating in your highest frequency, you should have no expectations of the outcome, because the universe, via your higher self, might have better plans than what you can think of from your physical mind. Your physical mind is not driving the bus. Your higher self is, if you take action and listen.
I was getting a remembrance of, for myself, for over the years, creating things, trying different things out, getting iterations, not being super attached to the outcome, just seeing what people actually want. That felt like that was resonant with what you were saying. And then when it is right, it clicks. Like these conversations, it feels very aligned. It feels in the highest for all concerned.
This is correct. And where we were going, it's almost as if you telepathically connected to us, which you have, because we were going to speak on this. No energy, no time, no thing is wasted. Therefore, it might take you 1,000 times to invent a light bulb, as it did for Mr. Thomas Edison. Those 1,000 times were worth it, were they not?
Mm, absolutely. That's what self-mastery looks like, at least from my perspective. Also, as a designer background, I can see that it's the evolution, and it's culminating and becoming rich and abundant in itself in its most concise, powerful, impactful form. That's what it feels like, this potential energy of when you're in true alignment. It's like the smallest amount of source light compressed and focused and lasered in a certain direction, and when you're tuned into the right, that's when it all pops off.
This is correct. Sometimes it's the journey that matters, not necessarily the outcome. Or you might get new ideas to do something completely different. As we said, no thing is wasted.
Thank you. And good to remember, everyone here and everyone listening on the replay as well, it's important to have that with you, because I also feel like, maybe as star seeds or those that feel very passionate about have an inner drive and an inner purpose, that it is easy to fall into not feeling good enough when you're trying and trying and trying. But it's almost to love that aspect up and to keep going until things click.
This is correct. It's like following a golden thread that leads you to a beautiful carpet tapestry, such as Laura has done. She started out more than a few years ago interviewing authors until her higher self knew it was time and divine timing to give her ideas for her own Conscious Children books and novel now, because she took the action to use that information.
Love that. I've been feeling and I have been feeling this message with me recently, about just keep turning up, keep showing up for yourself, be your own best cheerleader, and almost kind of, if you know the direction that you need to go in, keep your head and your focus on that, and ignore the distractions, and just keep going until bit by bit things get completed, and then things evolve. And that's where the power is. That's the laser focus, is the removing distractions and keep distilling the focus further and further, refining it.
This is correct. Practice doesn't necessarily make perfect. Practice makes consistency.
Yeah. And it's fun along the way to figure it out and get better at things. And be kinder to yourself.
Yes, a master knows. They are never a master per se. And the learning never ceases. Therefore, they seek it constantly.
Mm. Well said. Well said. Is there anything else you would like to speak about today? Share?
Yes, living in the present moment, because that's all that exists. Planck seconds per Planck second to the billionth. You are a new version of you. Therefore, there is no past and there is no future. However, those are different perspective points. Therefore, when you live in the present, you do not age as much. It's
Mm.
a beauty secret as well as the best way to expend your energy to live in the present.
So through living in the present, are you also attracting pure source energy to you in that moment because you're directing your focus to one point in time rather than multiples?
Yes, to a higher degree, you are, because you are in the present. Therefore, your highest point of energy in that 0 point is being filtered even more so than if your mind lives in the past or the future.
Thank you. I've definitely experienced that on my journey. The practicing being in the present is very grounding and stabilizing in so many ways.
It is. And self love is very important. Self love is creation. Therefore, you exist because of it.
From a Lyran perspective, how do you see self-love uh, being actioned by humanity or an individual? I suppose individual and collective.
We are much more telepathic. Therefore, we are much more connected in fifth densities and dimensions on up. Therefore, we do not have much memory of feeling like we are separate, even though separation is an illusion.
So really for humanity to dissolve that false separation, disconnection, is to work on improving and raising their vibration in a grounded way, not in a spiritual bypassing way, that very in an integrated way. And that's a strong way of having a strong foundations like the roots of a tree, but then being able to access higher frequencies and being able to retain that and being in that energy.
This is correct. Humans tend to love multitasking with their low technology cell phones and whatnot. And therefore, many things and people go by the wayside. Try to focus on one energy at a time. If your spouse speaks to you, a partner speaks to you, pause your phone, pause the TV. Those few seconds are so precious. Make eye contact. And if it is a virtual conversation, pay attention, listen, because it is another version of yourself. And a lot of times, your higher self speaks through reflections, if not most of the time.
Mm. Thank you. Beautiful wisdom.
You're welcome. We are not a fan of these cellular phones. And we see a lot of humans addicted to them.
It does feel like a distraction tool to uh, take people to 2 dimensions because it's flat.
This is right. It's almost like a VR reality within a reality within a reality.
Yeah.
And a distraction. This one likes her phone with her music and books. However, if her spouse speaks to her, she makes sure to pause while that conversation is going on to give attention to where it should flow in that moment.
Yeah, it's the important social cues as well to, yes, we have technology. It has been incredibly useful for everyone to reconnect and share information. But then if you go too much another way, it can ruin relationships, dissolve productivity by distracting you away from your own creations, and you're consuming other people's energies rather than creating your own, or at least having a balance.
Yes. And we're glad that you said consuming other people's energy, because this is called an energy vampire.
How would you give the planet a percent? I mean, is this a useful thing to have as statistically, or not? I was going to ask if you were able to share the percentage of energy vampires on the Earth.
Before you finished this sentence, we already got 20%, roughly.
Would you say that has been from childhood trauma and wounds, and that's the angle that they're coming from? There's deeply seeking energy because they just didn't have it growing up?
Some, if not most. And others, because they are bored or think they are, and like to, as you say, fuck with other people. Excuse our word.
I suppose it's people's power plays, isn't it? If they think they're if they're better than everyone else because of whatever, then it starts to put them in a different kind of position of thinking and taking actions, which may not necessarily be very constructive to other people. I am all for solutions rather than creating more problems in the world.
This is correct. However, within a perceived decade or so within your time, these realities, which are splitting, if you keep on choosing the higher and higher frequency, will melt away. And those, as you say, haters will be gone or experienced way less.
Love that. And is that really just the continually repositioning view on reality is like highest path, highest alignment, not getting involved with other people's dramas or densities, especially if they're unwilling to create resolution from where they are?
This is correct. The moment you choose not to participate, you have already shifted to a higher dimension, since you are your own portal and creator being.
Love that. Yeah. And that is the action. That is divine love in action. That's at least how I perceive it.
Yes. It takes a strong being to not engage when another being is, quote unquote, poking the bear.
I suppose in a lot of ways, macro, micro, when you don't feed a bully that kind of energy and you close off and you shut the door and you shut all entry to you, that there's no access to you in the first place. They can't trigger your nervous system. They can't trigger any old wounds because you've already moved through them. So you are living life almost like a duck. You know how water rolls off a duck's back. It's that rather than people absorbing other people's energies, it's just you can observe neutrally but not take it on unless you want to.
Correct. Even an inaction is an action. And energy, potential energy, loves action and recognize it, even in inaction, that you are neutrally preferring to choose another reality, not theirs. They are projecting.
Yeah, very important. Thank you.
Welcome.
Is there anything else you would like to share in the conversation for today?
We are telepathically connected in our psyches as well as your psyches, because we are aware that you are everything and we are everything and part of the all of the universe. You inverse. Therefore, when the stars align, you know it and you are aware. When you ask for our help as another reflection of yourselves, we hear, we listen, and we send you synchronicities. When you get these synchronicities, such as Laura here, sometimes she'll get them 3 times a day. And she's amazed every time and is laughing half of the time about it. This is a form of abundance. Love is a form of abundance. Loved ones, family members, friends, supporters, non-blood relatives, anyone whom you have an enjoyable conversation with or connection with is a form of abundance. There are many forms of abundance, not just monetary. In a few decades, monetary won't matter anyway, as you will have replicator technology to replicate any food or any item or any solid matter which does not exist anyway. Therefore, it's best to practice unconditional love with yourself and reflections, because this financial system is a house of cards that is falling soon enough in your perceived timeline.
Is it fair to say that in a few decades' time, with the technology advancements for the replicator technology, that's pretty interesting. If you've got any more information on that, that would be fantastic. But also thinking, so if that's the case, does that mean that many of the systems that we have now will be redundant, even including things like debt and financial systems? Is that even going to be a thing in a few decades' time?
No, not if you keep aiding, being part of a higher frequency timeline. No debt, no credit cards, no owing what you call banks and institutions and governments, because it won't be necessary. Free energy unlocks all of this like a beautiful key.
That's amazing. Thank you very much for bringing that information through as well. I'm sure anyone listening to this will be intrigued and also incredibly inspired and hopeful for the future, that the things that cause great pain and suffering to a lot of people on this planet is going to dissolve and evolve into something better. So that technology, the replicator technology, does that come from a selection of, like, is it a universal technology, or is it from Lyrans, or how does that work? Are you able to explain or share?
Both. Because you are star seeds, it will start with a localized technology, such as utilizing things such as helium-3 for the sun. However, it will become way more advanced with our higher technology, which we cannot disclose at this time.
That's very exciting. Thank you. Thank you. Am I right to a channeling I experienced was, I felt there would be a lot more conscious technology in the future. Would this be a similar thread to the replicator technology?
Yes. Your higher self is spot on, because you are there right now. as is she and several other of yous.
Beautiful.
Free energy is free and found within the universe because you are the one creating it. Therefore, you have access to tap into it. And as the frequencies go higher, things such as the monetary system that are used to enslave others have to melt away. And this destruction and crumbling is happening in your experience right before your eyes right now.
Do you have any other words of grace and guidance to help people through just uncertainty and it just feeling very disjointed right now and things collapsing?
Happiness is a choice. Being balanced is a choice. If you feel unbalanced, watching, hearing, speaking, doing something, it is not sticking your head in the sand if you choose not to partake in it. The more you spend your time doing what you love, the more happiness will follow. Like something rolling downhill, a beautiful snowball. And before you know it, you're living your dream life now, aren't you?
I certainly feel that way right now. This is the happiest I've ever been and most grounded and most centered. And it is me. It has taken a journey personally of removing the things that were toxic inside and outside, and now doing what I love. And it has brought me so much heart joy.
We love you. We love the collectives and infinite versions and iterations of the multiverses.
Thank you. And I would like to say from myself, I'm sure Laura and anyone watching and resonating with this, we all send our love right back at right back at our friends and family and from the stars. So thank you so much for joining us today and bringing such beautiful messages.
You're welcome. We have unconditional love for you all.
Thank you. Do you have any final messages you would like to give to the community watching right now, to the collective?
Just keep going. Just keep doing what you love, moment to moment. That is the key to manifesting your dreams into reality.
Love that. Thank you. Thank you so much. And is there anything else that you'd like to say before we complete for today? We're coming up with 43.5 minutes in.
Yes. We are not all lovey-dovey and wooey-wooey, however you say. Therefore, we keep strong boundaries. If there is a reflection that is quote unquote harming or meaning you or your loved one's harm, have that strong boundary. A lot of times it's a test of your boundaries. Keep it.
Thank you. Thank you. That was useful for myself as well. Much appreciated.
Yes.
As you know. Lovely.
Yes.
All right. Sorry. Laura, are you ready to come back? Would you like me to count you back?
Please.
Yep. Okay. So 5 and 4, you're beginning to come back into your body. 3 and 2, you're wiggling your fingers and your toes, tapping your body, returning back into yourself. And 1, opening your eyes, feeling fully refreshed, energized, and anything that you need for the rest of your day and week ahead.
Wow. I'm seeing blurry. So I'll need a moment.
Yeah. Upgrading your vision.
I hope. I wear
Yeah.
bifocals now, so we'll see.
Oh, nice. That's something I've been doing, experimenting with myself, is that unity consciousness. But actually, I'll speak more about that in the botanical membership call after this. But yeah, that's what popped in just then. Oh, so thank you. Have you got water? Have you had a sip?
I do. And thank you for leading us through that and your beautiful questions, because all of this is spontaneous and it's a surprise as to, what's to be said, and you handle it very lovely.
Oh, thank you. I really feel it with my heart. And we're obviously, it's a good teamwork, because I feel what I can feel and sense, and I'm getting images coming to me when you're speaking as well. So it's all part of the telepathy.
Yeah.
Yes, tapestry.
Exactly.
Telepathy, tapestry. Yeah.
You're channeling as well. It's just that you're like with your eyes open, basically.
Yeah. I've realized that's been opening up for me in these conversations that we've had together. So that's very cool. And thank you for also being part of this space, that we can bring in such lovely messages that are here to help the collective, and that is, and it will always be my intention.
Same. I'm focusing on this unconditional love for humanity and any other being, really. And it's a process.
Yeah. The feeling like you are part of the tapestry, you are one and all of the tapestry at the same time. You might be one thread, but really the thread is interwoven with the rest of the threads to make this beautiful tapestry. That's what it feels
That's correct.
like. Yeah,
That's correct. And at the beginning of my audiobook, I put there, you are the storm and the eye of the storm.
Ooh. Go read your book. I'll tell you what, your audiobook, it was so immersive, and I'm very, very much looking forward to your the evolution of your audiobook turning into more visual experiences. So ... subscribe.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we complete, are there any things that you'd like to share, or locations that people can follow you, work with you?
starseedlolo.com. I have all my music up, my books. I'm in the process of pitching a script to make my audiobook, which is about Mars and Atlantis, the destruction, into a movie. So that's pretty much it. Just starseedlolo.com.
Amazing. Watch this space. I love it. It's very exciting, because we're bringing individually, with whatever the creative projects that we're working on, we're bringing a remembrance in, we're bringing in people's reconnecting to their power again, to their hearts. And yeah, it just feels, this is how we build Earth 2.0. Being our creative genius. Yeah. Wonderful. For me, you can head over to 108 Healing Senses on any of the most of the social channels. And for memberships and services, you can head over to kofi.com/108 Healing Senses. And I've got some new services and memberships starting up now as well. So really getting to the point of helping people get clear on their vision for their future and bringing it into the now. And let's make this as fun as possible. So remove the any doubt or no clarity, and then just get really centered and find great friends to work with as well. So that's the space I'm building right now, and Laura is also part of the membership as well. So that's really exciting. All right, lovely. So thank you everyone that's watching live on the replay. Do feel free to drop a comment, like, follow us both, get involved, engage with this platform. If you've got questions, write them in the comments. We can ask it. I can ask on the next live in a couple of weeks' time. And yeah, this is an exciting new chapter. We can focus on bringing more solutions than problems to the world, and these are the spaces that we can do it in.
That's correct. And anyone can channel. If you're told by anybody that only certain people can channel, that's not true. Anyone can do it.
Mhm. Agreed. Agreed. Thank you for that.
Welcome.
Everyone has the power and everyone has the opportunity to do it. It's not closed by gates. Right. Certainly that used to be the case, but not anymore.
Nope.
Yeah. Lovely. Okay. We will end the stream for now and just hang on, Laura, and then we'll reconvene shortly for the botanical membership. All right.
Great.
All right. Thanks everyone and see you soon.